go on live now. So hello. I'm going to flip the camera so you can see. Yeah, let's see. Can you guys see me? Okay, now. Hi. I'm waiting for SD Wing to go online. Anyway, just let me check if this is online, on live now. Yep. Okay. Today we're going to try something new. I'm going to do a center, and we're going to see if we can put this in perspective. So I don't know how many of you are waiting here because I can't see myself on live. Sometimes it's like, okay, never mind. We'll do like that. Let's see. I was actually trying to make this. I have a camera or another telephone below, so it's like I don't know why I cannot see myself live. So anyway, we'll start on making this craft. Today we're going to do a center using crepe paper. This is how it looks like. Can you see? It's pretty easy to make. It's not difficult. This is perfect if you want to make them for your kids, and it's perfect to be put at the windows in different height. So the toilet paper roll that I have is like the standard size, so you can use a longer one so you can create like different heights. I think that would be more interesting rather than just one level, one the same size. Yeah, so toilet paper is what we need, and also we need crepe paper. And what is crepe paper? Let me show you. This is crepe paper. One stage, I think it was like 2 years ago, I started to do crepe paper craft, and I really like this paper because it is not only very easy to use, and you can make a lot of stuff other than just center. Let me show you one example. I made these flowers with crepe paper, and I think my daughter and myself, we also made a lot of flowers. So this is one flowers that we have made. The only thing with this kind of paper is that if you buy something like a dull green, which is I think it was this one. This is a dull green color. Am I right? Yeah, this is a dull green color. Over time, if you put this in the sun, like beside the window, it will change color. So I think it is very important that you buy a much brighter color one, like say for this kind of green. This kind of green will last much longer. And what is all this crepe paper made of? It's actually paper that has been crushed, with some kind of treatment. And then when you use it, you have to like split them, like, have to split them, and then you have to like pull them apart that to create this kind of effect. So this flower is made from wire. The leaves are from wire. So I made a lot of these flowers, but I have never ever come on to live and show you guys how to do it. Let me know if you are interested in this flower making or this kind of craft. I happily show you. So now I have a bunch of flowers, not a bunch of paper. So this kind of paper is quite, how do you call that? it's different grade. If you look at the packaging, some say 140, some is like 80, some is 100. It is because the weight of the paper is various. So the 81 are those that are much thinner, and in terms of stretchable, it is not as stretchable as the one as 140. So let me give you an example. This is a one with this 80, and you can see it doesn't really stretch so much. Whereas the one on the 140, let's take a look, okay? You can really stretch them like that. So this is a very, very fun material to work with, and you can literally do anything. In fact, I have made a lamp which I have somewhere in my bedroom. It's a big lamp that I have on my bedside. I'll show you the next time if you are interested. So this is something that is very easy to work with. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to make the center with this. All right. So what we need is toilet paper. You need paper. So I'm going to put this aside so you can see how it looks like. Maybe I should put him like that, huh? So it doesn't block my view. So now let's do the body first. So over here, I dropped my nose. Okay, never mind. I have plenty of the nose, so I can spare that. Let's do the standard size one. So you need a piece of paper. As you can see, the bottom is like sealed with the same paper, and the body is made from the same color as the hat. And actually we call this shake beard is made with using the white paper. So the hat is, you need to cut them like in a cone form. So what I did is I used a pearl to just glue on it like that. So it looks like a snow. Okay, so this is it's pretty easy to make. So I'm going to show you how to do it. And you need also cotton wool. If you don't have cotton wool, you can use aluminum foil. You wonder how this is like, right? You're not going to use this for the beard. You need to have some support on the massa, on the hat, so that it will not kaput and fell down. So let's get started. I'm going to show this, put this here. Oh, it's out of a position like that, so you can see. So now I'm going to just use a glue gun to just cover them. Cover this. I have a glue gun hidden here. So it's easier. So you want to use the glue gun to just apply the glue around it. Like that. Okay, and then you want to put this piece of paper on top of it. All right. So, and then later you want to like bring it inside. So what I'll do is that I'll put glue around this area so I could just push the paper upward. I'm going to do a bit at the same time because this glue will dry very fast. Make sure that it is flat. Maybe I should have cut a circle so that, you know, it is more even. Something like that. But it doesn't matter how this look like. It's okay. Uh, just continue to glue this and then press it in. Okay. Now you have this part that's fully covered. So the next step is, if you notice the paper, there are lines. You see, this is like the stretching part. So I want to use this one and cover them like that. So you see, this is just nice. So if you want to like overlap them a little bit, all you need is to do is just to push them, stretch them a little bit so you can overlap them. Okay, so let's do a little bit at a time. I'm going to just put them like that. Press them. And I'm going to just continue to, I'm trying my best to give you guys a really good close-up, because it's really difficult to, you know, do close-up when live streaming, because some of our viewers said, oh, it cannot be zoom in. But if you are watching this off live streaming, you should be able to zoom in. Okay, so I'm going to close this part first. So I'm going to use the glue to just put them on the paper like this along it. And then I'm going to seal this part first. Okay, see, it's being sealed. And then you see this part, it should overlap. It should overlap. Can you respond? Hi, of course I can respond. If you have any question, don't be shy to ask me. I'm here to help. So I'm going to just put this here, the remaining part, and I'm going to close this. Okay? Yeah, like that. I can't read your name. Your name is in very difficult writing. Let me know where you're from, okay? So I see if I can speak your language. Okay, now I'm going to close this by just gluing the other part so I can seal this completely. So just be very gentle and just close them like that. Okay, now you have a whole body which is already being sealed. So now you have the remaining part here. You just push them in like that. So it's not ugly, right? Okay, before we do the head, we need to do the beard. So with the beard, I'm going to be using 3 different sizes of paper. The large, the medium, and the small. So it should overlap and it should feel like that. Okay, because if you look closer, the beard has 3 layers. So you want to be able to like create these layers. So let me go as fast as possible. I find that the second layers is a bit too long, so I'm going to just trim this. Okay, so let's put the 3 layers together and compare. Now you see this 3 layers is totally different. Yeah, so you want to put the layers like on top of each other. Okay, I'm going to glue it, or some people might find it it's easier to cut them first, then you glue it. But I find it's much easier if you just glue it first and then you cut them. So I'm going to put the first layer, yeah, and then glue them together. So you can create like a wave too if you want, like, you know, it's more wavy. And then the third layers also, I'm going to just put them on top of this. A bit wavy. So I'm going to just decide like that how much wave I need. Okay, just like that. So you have like a skirt like that. Oh, okay. So now once you have glued the 3 layers of beard, you can also use a sharper scissors to cut them. So let me just see here. I usually like to find a short, sharp scissors compared to a big one, because the short one is much easier to handle. So I'm going to start cutting layers by layers. I'm going to cut by the smaller, the bigger one first. I'll lift up beard a bit like that. Okay, then I'm gonna cut them. You make sure you cut them like quite thinly, like that. So it looks really weird at this time, but don't worry, we're going to shape the beard later on. We're not going to let this old man walking around looking ridiculously, right? So I'm just going to quickly cut them. And I'll show you a trick how to make them look more like this. Of course, you can cut 3 at one time, but then, you know, you cannot see the thickness when you cut them all 3 at one time. So take your time, enjoy the process, and meantime, let me tell you a story. When I was a kid, I used to scare of Santa, you know. In Singapore, we don't have Santa so scary than in Sweden, because the Swedish Santa, they really look very real, because, you know, Swedish guy, they are white guy, and some of the Santa, they got their neighbor's old grandfather to be the Santa. So it's the real stuff. So the first time when I saw Santa in Singapore, I was little, and we have this church nearby, which is near the East Coast. It's a Catholic church. So they so lucky to have a guy from, I don't know, I think it was Finland or somewhere Scandinavian country, and they begged him to dress like a Santa to, you know, to greet the children at the church. So I was sitting right in front, and you know, he appeared at the back of me. I think that time I was around maybe 8 years old. I was not, very old. so, so, and then it came out of me like out of nowhere. I was so scared. And the first thing he said to me, he tapped at my shoulder and said, ho ho. And then, he's a real white guy. His beard is even real one. So I got a shock and I started to cry, because I was not prepared at all. And it was a scene at the church because I couldn't control my fear. So I started to cry. My mother was like, don't cry, it's embarrassing. So that was my memory, being with a Santa and meeting a Santa. That guy really freaks me out. So from then, I was a little bit skeptical about Santa because we know this guy is not real, right? Let me just cut this away and then see if I can go back to where I was. This is driving me nuts. Okay, anyway, so I mean, in Sweden, the Santa works like that. When they have Christmas, and we usually celebrate on the 24th of December. So usually the parent will, write on Facebook and ask or scout for anyone, that might help. Some Santa they charge like, per house I will charge you like 150 crown, which is not much. If they don't have a Santa in the family, so this is what they do. And I think most children are very excited. I'm so surprised they are not scared like me. So it was quite fun to watch, like when my daughter was young, was a child, first time she met Santa, she was not scared. She was like, So Santa is kind of an experience for me. I think most people find it very cozy. Oh, it's so nice to meet the Santa. You got to meet the Santa. And then, is Santa real? Of course. I don't know. How many agree Santa is for real? And I don't know. If you have been to Sweden, I'm sure you heard about in the Finland. There is quite in the north, far north of Sweden. There is a center village. If I'm not wrong, is in Rovaniemi. I can't read the name of that village. Anyway, it's a very small village. So there is look. Okay, now I continue with the center. A very scary situation. Yeah. So now you have all this beard. So what you want to do is that you might want to wet your finger or what. You just need to just twist them like that. Okay, you see, right? So it becomes, instead of like that so big, it becomes a very very fine string. I wish I have water here, but you can still do it. Some people use for that. Don't do that. So just twist them. All right. So let me share with you one example of my bad experience when I was in Finland, in this center village. Is it worth visiting? Really, it's depending on individual. I don't think so. It's worth the visit. I don't know. Maybe I went with the wrong time. it wasn't snowing when we were there because it was like late autumn, so there wasn't any snow. But the center village, it seems like it's operating all day, all year round. So what I'm doing now is I'm just taking all the paper, and then I'm just twisting it. Look like a lot of work, but then if you're chatting, you don't feel like it. Uh, so we were in this village, and then we took, I think it was like 5 hours to drive from where we are to the center village. So I think why I say it's not worth visiting, because I find that that place, it doesn't have the spirit of the authentic center, because in my imagination it's like everything is like original, like hundreds of years old, right? So you should be seeing really old cottages, but I feel like the place is like literally meant for tourists to buy, to trick them into buying stuff. So for me, I'm not the type of people who like to buy souvenirs. I find that, it's a waste of money. Unless, I've stayed in that place for a long time and I find that the souvenir is really worth buying, then I'll buy. Otherwise, I will not buy it. Elge, kan du ge mig en liten kopp vatten? Ett litet glas. I asked LG to bring for me because I find that it's very difficult to do when my hand is like very dry. And then when you are doing this, you tend to find that your finger will be very dry because these are paper. It absorbs the water, moist from your finger. So we went there with a few friends from Malaysia, and we went to one of the shop in the village, and you will notice that the shop is very commercial. Everything is like extremely expensive. Thank you, thank you. Enough. Yeah, it's enough. So you just need to wet a little bit, yeah, and then just twist them like that. Like that. I think it's much easier with the water. So try and use water, okay? So we went to one of the shop, and you notice some shop they put there, do not touch. This first time, I think second time I see my whole life that you come to a shop where you don't feel so welcome. Like, please do not touch unless you buy it. And please don't use a telephone to shoot the merchandise in the shop, I had that experience before in Italy, and I don't really like that. You know, I mean, if you want to shop, actually customer advertising for you, if customer are like taking pictures and sharing them on social media, what is wrong with that? This is good marketing for your company. So one of the shop we went to, this owner, he has this sign all over the shop, do not take picture and do not take out your phone and all that. Do not take out your phone? That is crazy, right? So one of my friend, he saw the sign and he knew that he not allowed, but he got a message. I do not know whether if he's seen that sign. I bet he does, because the sign is all over the shop, and then he got a message from his boss and he has to answer them right away. So he just took up the telephone and start to answer the message. So you know what the owner do? The owner shouted at him and said, "Hey you, put your phone away. Don't you understand? Which part of the notice have you not understand? That you're not allowed to do any filming." And he wasn't defending himself at all, this guy. So my friend is like, oh, he was shocked. So I thought, yeah, okay, maybe he deserved it, because he and then because you know, if it's sign like that all over, you should at least respect, right? But the owner was extremely rude to us, you know. He shouted at us, and then, you know, everybody was like, stop and watch. My friend, you know, feeling embarrassed. And then I start to talk to my friend. I say, what's wrong? You know, why did you take out the telephone, and are you filming? No, 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 I'm not filming. I'm just answering a very important call from my boss, and I need to answer them right away. Okay, so we were so embarrassed, and then the shop owner chased us out of the shop. You know, you people get out of my shop. You're not welcome here. What? What? I was shocked. I mean, we get this kind of treatment, you know, where, you know, it's only by accident you know, he has to take up his phone and answer. What do you guys do if you are in that position? Yeah. So I explained to him, I said that, you know, excuse me, you know, he has to answer a phone, and don't tell me, you know, he's not even allowed to do that. No, 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 it's not allowed. You know, oh, I don't get it. So I was really pissed off also, because I find that this is like ridiculous, right? Okay, maybe you might learn that I'm a very revengeful person, but I'm not. But I'm the type that I'm quite loyal to my friend. So if my friend get bullied or get you know, shout at, you know, and I find that there is no reason, you know, and the poor fellow cannot even defend himself, so I like to step up. So I shout back at him. I didn't really shout. I just tell him, I said, there's no reason for you to be so rude. I mean, we are customers. You should be treating us, you know, with respect at least, right? Tell us nicely. You don't have to be rude. Now, you people go out of my store. You're never welcome here again. So, oh my God. I was like, okay, now let's go, let's go, let's go out. Everybody, let's go. I'm like the tour guide. So on my way out, I felt so terrible, you know. I felt like I've never been treated in my whole life like that, being not respected, being shouted out at with no good reason. So while my friends were shopping in the other building, I decided, I said, this is a really bad shop owner. So I secretly went back to the shop, and then I took a picture of the shop, you know. And then the guy saw me. He quickly followed me out. What are you doing? What are you doing? I said, I'm going to report to you. I'm going to report to whoever who own this place, saying that we are being treated, you know, like that, like a piece of shit. So So he was like literally running after me. I wasn't running. I was just walking, because it was a distance. He saw that I was taking picture. I said, I'm going to report you, because I really don't like the way you treat your customers, you know. And we feel like shit. So this beer is taking a lot of time. So anyway, I'm just so fed up, you know. So I went back, and then I tried to reason with him. I said, you should not treat your customers like that, and you know, you have at least show some respect and all that. He doesn't want to listen. He said, you people from China. He thought that I was from China. He said, you have no respect for the country, the people, and the business. I didn't even want to argue with him where I'm from, you know. He thought we are from China. So I was so pissed. I said, okay, it doesn't matter where I'm from, okay? You are treating me badly, so I have to report you. At least complain. So when I came back to my friends, I didn't tell them that I went back to take picture until somebody asked me, did you went back to take picture or do you went back to talk to him? Because you were gone, like, for a while. Yeah, I did that. Oh, that was not so good, they said. But I don't really care, because I feel like if you are being disrespectful, sometimes you need to put people in the right place. Unfortunately, I'm the type that do that all the time when I am really angry with people that are so ridiculous. So I dare to speak up for myself, and I dare to like create an argument. So sometimes you can, like, the whole thing is like you squeezing it, right, with this finger. So if you like, you can also just squeeze the top part only, so that it has this like a string that come down. Okay, so I don't have any good impression. And then when I came back, and it was like after a few weeks when we came back, and then I suddenly remember, because of the bad treatment, and everybody was like talking about going to center village in Finland. I said, no, 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 don't go there, don't even go there. If you want to go there, because I realized that not every shop owner are like that, but some shop owner, you can tell, when you get in, you get the kind of stare. Hey, this fella can afford or not. So that was my experience in the center. Not a good one. So when I came back from that place after a few weeks, you know what I did? I noticed there's on Google's, right? You have to write a review on the place that you have been. Somebody is writing something. Let me just read. Where are you from? Playtale. What is Playtale? So, I'm from Singapore. I live in Sweden. So it was after a few weeks. Then I remember this Google thing that you can write review. So I wrote a review explaining to people, how I was treated and how we were being treated. Hi. So it's it's not a good experience. So I don't recommend people going there. It's a tourist trap. There's nothing to see, and everything that you have there, you have to pay. You want to watch, you want to see the real reindeer, they have this thing that is sheltered. You can't even see nothing. So if you want to see the reindeer, or you cannot even touch the reindeer, you have to pay, like, I don't know how much, but I didn't want to pay. I was so pissed off, and I felt like this place is like, I don't know. So, but not everybody over there are like that. Okay, not everybody is like that. You wonder how much is the review, right? What am I making? Oh, Lakshmi. I'm making a Santa like this. You see that? A Santa Claus. So I wrote a very bad review there, and I said I give you 1 star, because no, I didn't give 1 star. I give 3 star, in fact, because I felt like at the hotel when we were there, the treatment was okay, because it was an expensive hotel and we were having lunch there. It was okay, but the food sucks. It's not nice, the food. I don't know why. Is it because it is a buffet or what? It just doesn't taste good at all. So, but anyway, the staff was friendly, and the food was. Okay, now we are finishing now. Okay, so now I'm just going to just cut this part and trying to put the beard together. What am I making? I'm making this center. Okay, now, oh, I dropped my beard. Maybe I should have made this one ready, yeah? Just show you guys like one part how it looks like. This can take time. This is very good if you have watched TV and then you have nothing better to do and you are like me with a little bit of ADHD. I don't have ADHD, but I like to do things when I'm watching TV because I like to be productive. So you can see TV and then you can do this. Okay, now this is done. I'll teach you how to beard. Okay, you see this, right? And then what you need to do is that you need to put them like together, like make a skirt. Okay, like a skirt. I suggest you start from the front, the top, and then you just fold them like that. Can you see? And then just keep folding it. Then don't worry about this one, okay? Don't worry about that because we're going to fix that later. So I'm going to open this again, and then because I'm going to glue them, closing, putting this glue in between, then you want to just like close them. And you do the same, like you make, you gather, so you can get this really nice. Okay, now the last one. So you make like a tiny little skirt like that. Okay. So now you want to style the beard a little bit, look more real, right? So take a piece of paper and then you start off by like cutting this beard like a V shape. And this part, see, like that, the center beard. So you want to use your scissors and just, trim off some part, and so that it doesn't look so weird, right? And then you want the center part to be as long as possible. So use a angle, like, trying to like angle, because the the bottom part of the beard is like flat, right? You want to like turn the scissors a bit on an angle and then just trim them like you are styling a real beard. So what I did is that I cut the front shorter, like layer. And then when it comes to like that, right, very uneven, then you just use your scissors and just trim them. Until you get something like that, right? Of course, if you are somebody who are like perfectionists, then you can just continue to do this. Okay, so now let's remove this. There's somebody outside with the tractor. I don't know, can you hear? There's something on outside. So now let's glue the guy. This is the back side where we have the and then this is the back and this is the front. So I'm going to glue this to the front like that. Okay, so take your glue gun. By the way, I have included a link in the video description where you can buy this crepe paper at Amazon. They're having a Black Friday discount. I found the one that was really nice and it's really suitable for the Christmas theme. And it comes with the same color that I have, and they even have a range. I think it was like 24 different color. So that one is really, really good deal. And I think mine was like much more expensive. I bought them in Sweden. So you can trim this beard later if you're not satisfied with it. But now I'm going to just glue them together on this part. So I'm going to glue them at the top part here. Okay, I'm going to press this on. So it stick. Yeah. What about our nose, man? Our nosy. I actually wanted to put a red one, the red nose, but then I thought the yellow nose is nicer. So I'm going to use the yellow nose. So put a bit of glue on. Let's see how this looks like. Okay. Be careful when you're using this glue gun, okay? Because they can be very hot. Like that. So you have your nose and you have your beard. Now, the part that you have to be making is the hat. So you need another piece of paper. And then this is going to be sitting like a cone. So you don't want it to be too tall either, because if it's too tall, then it could be a problem. So around, maybe, let me just measure. Yeah, around 12 to 15 centimeters. So around this. Okay, and then I think this is a bit too much. It's not very even, but something like that. Okay, so I'm going to just make a hat for this fella. Okay, we need to make a cone. So the front part, if you can see properly, this is like a small little curve. That one, don't worry, we have to cut that later on, okay? So, but we need to make the cone. So how do we do that? We need to have approximately how big is the hat. Okay, we don't need this part. So I'm going to just cut this away. And then I'm going to roll this like that. Together. Okay, but I'm going to just roll them like a cone. I'm going to cut them like a rectangle. Is it a rectangle? A triangle. So you get a triangle like that, right? So the next step is to glue them. When you glue them, you want to glue them like this, okay? So I'm going to put them on my table, and I'm going to fold this in a little bit by little. Get the glue. Just to seal it. Okay. So now you get your cone. And then you do like a marking like it's in the center of this one. Like that. So this is the center. So now you want to cut this like a curve, right? So you start from this side and then you curve onto this other side. You can also fold them if you like, but let's see, okay, if it is better to fold them. Yeah, maybe it's not a bad idea to fold them. So you just fold in and then you will get this arch like a curve. See? Now let's put the hat on. Oops. Like that. Okay, so but before we do that, we're going to put some cotton wool in there. So here the behind, you know, if you don't like it like that, you can cut them. So I'm just going to cut a little bit. Because I find it's quite cute with a little bit of tail behind. Make it straight. I cut it straight. Yeah. So as you can see, the side is like a bit down, so it's okay. So now this is the front part. This is the side. Look like that. Okay, but before we have to put in some cotton wool. So get hold of a bunch of cotton wool. If you have aluminum foil, you can do that too. So just make like a small ball with a little bit of like a cone shape. And then just stuff it in here. Just stuff it in here, okay? Like that. Now the final step is to put this hat on, right? So I usually like to start from the front part at the nose there. I'm going to put some glue there. And then I'm going to put them in front of the nose. Right? Gently pat them. Like that. See? Like that. Okay, and then quickly use the glue and then just complete this process by gluing the rest of the hat. I'm just gently pushing it to the body. Here you go. What do you guys think about this one? Do you like this? It's very easy to make, right? It's not that difficult. So if you think that the beard is like very weird, right, just go and repair them by just cutting them. There's another way to do the beard. Okay, if you have like a rope, let me just give you an example. If you have a rope like that, because I didn't have enough, so I didn't use that. So if you have a rope like this kind, for example, oops, I'm very clumsy today. Yeah? So if you have like a rope that like this, for example, you can also use this as a beard, or you can also use the wool. It can be very nice with the wool too. So with the wool, maybe it's a little bit not as easy using the one thing about using this paper, you have to use your hand. You saw how long it took, right, for me. And also I was very chatty today. So here you go. I have two purple one and two brown one. They are so cute to be put in the at the window. So some kids pass by. Hey, look, that's the Santa. Do you like this? Give a thumbs up. If you're looking for the material, the video description below this video, there is a more workshop for the highlighted more. Click onto that and then you will see the whole video description. I'm telling you this because a lot of people wrote to me and they said, Esty, you were talking about the product. It's on below. Where is the below? Below this video, there is a title, and underneath the title there is a continuation of this description, and then you will see there is a more which is highlighted. Click onto that more and then you can read the whole video description. Is it clear? If you don't have, maybe I have to make a video to show you guys how to do that. It's very interesting because some of you guys has been very funny. You've been sending me a lot of funny comment on my channel, asking me like how to do this, how do I solve that. You know, I love reading your comment and I am so looking forward to answer to your question. So if you ask me if there is any alternative kind of paper to do this center, I would say that there is no alternative unless you don't mind, you know, using like a normal wrapping paper, for example. But you know, they are very flat. They don't give you the kind of fabric looking. If you look closer, they are looking really like a fabric. So it looks like cloth, but you know, it's not cloth. And you know, I suck at sewing, so definitely this is sewing is not for me. So if you have any question, don't be shy to ask. Okay, you wonder why what is my next live streaming. Let me just quickly show you what I've been doing last night. Let's see here. Ta-da! I have been doing this, a Christmas gift for my friend. So let's put this aside and this aside. I have made myself a chanterelle candle glass. This one was supposed to be thrown away when I was cleaning the Christmas stuff. I threw tons of Christmas things away, which is outdated. So instead of throwing this away, I thought, hey, this one, I can use it, you know, like on the candle, as a candle holder. Just put the candle in and it could be really, really, really beautiful. Let's see if I can have this. And it's working. It's not working. I'm sure you know what I mean. Just put a candle in. And then I also has a candle holder. This one I need to show you with a candle. And this candle is hopeless. I don't like this type of candle. I prefer the other one that I shown you and which I put. So something like that. So I'm going to lack this mushroom and I'm going to give it as a gift or use it as my own decoration. I haven't decided it yet. But the thing that I really notice is that this mushroom is not as round as I want to. So yesterday when I was lying down, I couldn't sleep. I was like thinking, how come my mushroom is not round? Yeah. So I found out of a solution how to do that. So in my next live streaming, I'm going to show you how to make Christmas gift. If you cannot afford to buy expensive gift, you know, and you just want to make something, or your friend just appreciate have homemade gift, this is the video for you. All right, make sure you subscribe and follow my channel, and make sure you put the notification bell on. So I think this one could be really, really nice. I made them like that. So the issue is how to make them brown, right? And how to get this hole so you can put your candle in. And I find that this candle hole is not that deep. I want it to be deeper so I can only see the flame, yeah. So we're going to do it better the next live stream. So this is what I have in mind, and then I also was thinking about this craft. These are something that I bought and I don't have any clue what I'm going to do with this. So I probably maybe work something out with these small boxes and see if I can create a nice little box. Maybe as a gift or maybe use it as a decoration. Okay, let's meet the next time. And I'll see you. I hope you enjoy this video or live stream. All right, bye, friends.